For nearly 2 centuries, India was a nation draped in the shadows of British colonial rule, its wealth and potential systematically drained. But fast forward to today, and the world is witnessing one of the greatest economic transformations in human history. This is no longer the India of the past. In early 2026, the global financial order just felt a massive seismic shift. India's economy has officially overtaken Japan, securing its spot as the 4th largest economy on Earth. With a staggering GDP of $4.51 trillion, India isn't just growing, it's accelerating at a pace that makes other major powers look like they're standing still. While the rest of the world grapples with stagnation, India is hitting a 7.6% growth rate, driven by a massive digital revolution and a youth population that is now the largest in the world. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is rolling out the red carpet for Silicon Valley giants, while the Make in India initiative attempts to turn the subcontinent into the world's next manufacturing hub, challenging China's decades-long dominance. But beneath this glittering surface of high-tech rockets and billionaire weddings, a different story is unfolding. A story of a K-shaped recovery, where the ultra-rich are flying higher than ever, while hundreds of millions are still struggling for basic necessities. We see world-class software engineers in Bangalore, yet we also see a youth unemployment crisis hitting over 40% for the Gen Z workforce. We see the world's teacher rising, yet we see a society deeply fractured by ancient caste systems and rising religious tensions. Is India truly the next global superpower? Or is this a massive media bubble fueled by Western interests looking for a counterweight to China? Today, we're going behind the headlines to uncover the raw, unfiltered reality of India's economy in 2026. Welcome to the deep dive into the elephant's leap. Let's get into it. To understand India's momentum, you first have to look at its heartbeat, its people. While the rest of the world is graying, India is staying remarkably young. The median age here is just 28. To put that in perspective, the median age is 38 in the US and China, and a staggering 48 in Japan. This is India's demographic dividend. Every single month, roughly 1 million Indians enter the workforce. It's a relentless wave of human potential. But it's not just about the quantity of people, it's about their capabilities. If you look at the top of the global tech pyramid, you'll see a common thread. The CEOs of Google, Microsoft, Adobe, and IBM all share one thing. They are of Indian origin. Why? Because India has cultivated a unique competitive edge, a massive population that is fluent in the language of business, English, and the language of the future, coding. India is now the world's second largest English-speaking workforce, and its youth are obsessed with STEM. From the suburbs of Hyderabad to the boardrooms of Silicon Valley, Indian talent isn't just participating in the global economy, they are running it. This brain power is the secret sauce that makes India an indispensable partner for the West. But this tech prowess isn't just for the elites. It's on every street corner. Meet the local chaiwala in Mumbai. 10 years ago, he was financially invisible. No bank account, just cash. Today, even a street beggar or a fruit vendor has a QR code. India didn't follow the Western path from checks to credit cards. They leapfrogged straight to instant mobile payments via the UPI. UPI transactions are set to surpass $10 trillion by 2026. This digital backbone has brought hundreds of millions of people into the formal economy almost overnight, creating a level of financial inclusion that the US can only dream of. Global giants have taken notice. The China Plus One strategy is in full swing. Look at Apple. The iPhone 15 and 16 were shipped from Indian factories at the exact same time as they were from China. This was unthinkable 5 years ago. And to support this manufacturing boom, India is building at a breakneck speed. They are paving new highways at a rate of 37 kilometers every single day. The goal? To slash logistics costs from 14% of GDP down to 8%, making Indian goods more competitive than ever. India is no longer just the world's back office. With its young labor force, elite tech leadership, and a digital-first economy, it is building the physical and digital infrastructure of a 21st century superpower. In the geopolitical arena, comparing the Indian elephant and the Chinese dragon isn't just a media trope, it's the most important rivalry of the 21st century. These are the only two entities on the planet with the scale to single-handedly reshape the global order. But let's be real. Washington and the West are leaning into this narrative for a reason. They see India as the ultimate strategic counterweight to China's rising influence. For the US, a stronger India isn't just a trade partner, it's a necessary hedge against Beijing. So, how does the scoreboard look in 2026? Surprisingly, India has already claimed victory in several key races. First, let's talk about population power. Since 2023, India has officially been the most populous nation on Earth. But the real win isn't just the number of people, it's their age. You see, while China is staring down a demographic winter with a median age approaching 40, India is young, vibrant, and hungry, with a median age of just 28. Think about that. India has the raw, youthful energy that China is rapidly starting to lose. Then, there's the sheer speed of growth. For decades, we talked about the Chinese miracle, but that miracle has finally cooled off to around 4%. Meanwhile, India is absolutely blazing ahead at a growth rate of 7% to 8%, making it, without question, the fastest growing major economy in the world today. And perhaps the most shocking lead of all is what I call the digital edge. For years, we in the West looked at China's WeChat Pay as the gold standard of fintech. But India's UPI has completely rewritten the script. It's revolutionized real-time payments on a scale we've never seen before, reaching deep into rural villages where even China's infrastructure often struggles to compete. In terms of pure transaction volume and accessibility, the elephant isn't just keeping up, it's officially outrunning the dragon in the digital lane. What about the near future? Can India replace China as the world's factory? Not overnight, but the China Plus One strategy is funneling billions into the subcontinent. We're already seeing India dominate in high-stakes sectors like electronics and pharmaceuticals. As supply chains diversify, India is no longer just a backup plan. It's becoming the primary hub for global giants looking for a stable, democratic alternative to Beijing. But let's have a reality check. The road ahead is steep. China's GDP currently sits around $20 trillion. That's more than 4 times the size of India's $4.5 trillion economy. Even if India grows twice as fast as China, it will take 20 to 30 years just to catch up in total economic value. Then there's the wealth gap. The average Chinese citizen is 5 times wealthier than the average Indian. This reflects a massive disparity in technology, education, and infrastructure. China finished its nationwide high-speed rail and highway networks a decade ago. India is building fast, but the lack of synchronization between its vast regions remains a major hurdle. Economists argue that India doesn't need to be China 2.0. They aren't trying to win by just being a cheaper version of their neighbor. Instead, India is betting on a different model, a digital and service-based superpower rooted in democracy. They are leveraging their tech prowess and English-speaking elite to leapfrog traditional industrialization. It's a bold experiment. Can a chaotic democracy outrun a disciplined autocracy? The numbers are impressive, but they only tell half the story. To see where India is really headed, we need to look past the skyscrapers and into the shadows of this economic boom. We're about to uncover the cracks in the armor, the extreme inequality, and the ticking social time bomb that could derail everything.